Hi everyone! So today is going to be another video about calligraphy, or particularly modern calligraphy. Sorry, there's going to be 2 videos in a row about it, but I'm just really into it, and this is what my channel is about. That yes, watercolors are my main interest, however I do like to integrate other things and learn about other things, and I want to take you on a journey with me of what's going on in my studio at that point. So today I've got a bunch of these inks out, but I think I will do a separate video because this would be a long video to talk about different inks and what's better for calligraphy. But for today I want to make it nice and sweet and short. Now, when I was reviewing this set for you the other day, which was I think on Monday, and I recommended this a couple of times, so in the gift guide video, and also I've done review and demo for this set. Now, one thing I wanted to come back to, because I tried looking for it but I can't find it. So in the packaging, I remember when I was reading this nib. So this set is by Kirsten Burke, and she's a British calligrapher, and it's a really neat little set. So I'll try to link it here in the just at a card for you, so you can go have a look at the review and demo. But in particular, in the instructions that it comes with this modern calligraphy kit, there is this nib here, which is the Principal EF, which is extra fine, and it's by, I said Leonard before, but I think it's pronounced Leonard. So this tip is quite fine, and what it said in the instructions is that it's great for fine line, and if you're a beginner you will not necessarily know anything else. So when I tried swatching out this nib, this is what I got, and I really disliked it because if you watch that video, you can actually hear the scratching on the paper is horrendous. And this is fantastic paper. It's super smooth. Inks and fountain pens look beautiful on this paper. This is the Cotton Notebook by MD, so Midori. And this paper is just made for this type of thing. So I felt that if this nib is so scratchy on this paper, it made me feel that there is something wrong with the nib. So because it was so scratchy, the last thing I wanted to do is add any pressure. And because in the instructions it said it's great for fine line, I thought this is all you can get. However, having spent a few more days after that, actually researching and trying to learn more about modern calligraphy, I found this really good calligraphist or calligraphy artist on YouTube. So I'll try to look it up. I'll link her down below. She is so fantastic in terms of teaching, explaining, and she makes it very easy to follow, and I learned so much from her videos. I think now I watched pretty much all of her videos. It seems like a new channel, so there aren't that many videos, and she has not that many followers, which I'm sure will grow very soon because she is fantastic. From a lot of calligraphy artists on YouTube that I have found, she is definitely my favorite. Okay, so let me just try to find her channel. Okay, so her brand that she created is Crooked Calligraphy. I don't quite remember her name. She was a corporate lawyer, and so she had a very serious job, and she was lacking creativity and all that stuff, and basically then decided to quit her job and turn her calligraphy into business. And she just explains her journey, and it's really fun to watch. I really highly recommend her. Okay, so from her videos I very quickly learned what this little nib actually can do. So let's look at here, which I thought this is all you can do, and perhaps lack of explanation in the instructions in this set, keeping in mind that probably this will be bought by beginners, not advanced calligraphy artists. But yes, so this is actually what you can do with this nib. That's what I learned from Crooked Calligraphy. So it actually is a beautiful little nib if you know how to use it, but it is not easy for a beginner because it is known for its hardness and there is no rounded tip, so it does catch onto the paper and give you that scratchy kind of feel. But you can learn to use it a bit more to your advantage, and I thought it was just so beautiful once I knew how you could actually use it properly, and I thought I will point that out to you, because if you're a beginner like me, from those instructions you just might think that this nib can only do this, which is pretty disappointing. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful. And the other thing is, this ink, when you touch it with your finger, it has like, it dries to a nice sort of texture. You can definitely feel it, and it's a matte ink. So I think I will be playing around more with different inks and then will recommend you what works the best, because it needs to have that sort of matte thick texture to the ink to be able to do this sort of calligraphy. Now, okay, so let me show you a difference between these two nibs. Basically, this is the one that comes in the kit, and it's like a classic straight dip pen holder, dip nib pen holder, and then that apparently is, like I said, not the easiest to do your calligraphy with, but it's still fun. It's just, you know, like a regular pen that we would write with. So when you dip this nib into the ink, make sure there isn't too much ink in there, because it will blop out. And then the other thing to do is to wipe off whatever is on the pen so that you don't get it all over yourself, all over your fingers. And let's write "It's a Beautiful Day." So I'm going to hold the pen as I usually do, and I'm going to start with a little tip. So upstroke is very little pressure. So there we go. So you get the thinnest line possible. And then downstroke, you're going to push hard on it. And also watch when the ink flows or finishes. So today, I did this before and I don't know why, I'm struggling with keeping the right amount of ink in the pen. Either too much comes out or too little. I wonder if that means that the tip is already getting damaged. So I'm going to try and do, so it's running out now again. As soon as you start seeing that cut out in the nib, you need to go back in. I'm trying to do that sort of jumpy style a little bit. I noticed the card got full, so I had to stop. I'm not sure where it stop recording. But yeah, so basically I was saying that you will find yourself in the beginning when you're just learning, because your concentration goes so hard into the actual, upstrokes and downstrokes and how much pressure you're applying to which line, you sometimes can misspell things, so be aware of that. Maybe pick words that would be easier to spell. I find it's relatively easy to correct mistakes when you run out of ink. So that's our beautiful. And then let's do day. So even though I'm a complete beginner, I'm kind of starting to see a little bit of improvement. It's not consistent yet. And it's taking me really long time. But I think it's basically I need to find the best nib for my style. And that will probably improve things somewhat. So here is a beautiful day with this regular straight pen holder. Now I'm going to clean off the nib and go into the oblique pen holder and show you that changes the angle of the nib holder, or the nib. So the key is here to have it in the middle of the pen and the tip touching it, sort of thing. So that's when you know it's the right way. Okay, so this is with the oblique one, and you will see the difference hopefully. Now with the oblique you might find that you might struggle to get the nib into the bottle because it's obviously wider. So let's see. So immediately things are moving a lot faster for me, I find, because of the angle of the pen. I find it such a relaxing thing to do. Also, I love watching people do beautiful calligraphy. It's just so relaxing. So when you run out of the ink, like so, you just continue where you stopped. And you just do it like this. So it becomes quite seamless, doesn't look like a mistake. How you write letters is really up to you. I've seen calligraphy artists kind of actually swap between like writing a letter, different styles. It can be a little bit more fluid that way and more fun if you don't have to concentrate on how you're writing that particular letter. It becomes a lot more fun once you learn what you can do with these nibs and how different they are. I think I'm rapidly running out of that ink. So it's a couple of letters I can do before I run out, depending how many of those have the downstroke and how long they are. So there you go. I found it. I wonder how it was for you watching me do it. Did you feel like it sort of was easier or flowing a little bit better? Because this is how it felt for me, that it was a lot faster because I didn't have to kind of hold my pen certain way. And when I was writing with this pen, naturally I was holding it this direction, so it was, the nib was like that, and here I'm holding it the same way, but instead of pointing that way, the nib is pointing this way, which helps me to create that right angle of things. Style wise, I think both are great, but I do prefer this one. I feel that I could achieve a lot thicker lines because of it, because of the angle change. But you do have to be careful when you're a beginner. You tend to do a lot of blobs of like little pools of the ink, and sometimes you can smudge it easier because they take longer to dry than just normal kind of writing. So that is it. Thanks for watching and see you soon.